Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Welcome. Very
Thank you.
excited to connect with you and have you here share your gifts. I'm going to read a little bit about you. From a little girl, Marina Jacobi has had the ability to connect with loved ones from the other side through the process of automatic writing, as well as having vivid dreams that were both becoming real. She has also developed the ability to truly connect with different guidance through her life. Eventually, Marina relocated to the US, where she was connected with an ET race that called themselves hybrids. The hybrids taught Marina to telepathically connect and hear them with a new metaphysical teaching. So she learned the structure of the universe and the connection with consciousness, the quantum fields, parallel realities, dimension, and the true existence and nature of ET races. So this led Marina to to develop actually a true understanding and education about the nature of our existence guided by the hybrids. They also taught her how to detox her body. So, Marina, I'm going to stop right there because I want to hear all about your incredible work and presentation. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I love the fact that you guys did this 24 hours for 2 days. It's incredible. Thanks for your work. Thanks for having me. I did 45 minutes because I didn't know how this was presented, but I basically teach quantum structure. It's very technical. I have 4 books. 2 of them are very advanced technology, extraterrestrial technology. This is my website. The materials, if you click download books, I practice energy philanthropy, is all by donations. My materials, everything is based on donation from the heart. And that is the highest vibration because you're not overtaking somebody energy field. I'm teaching that on my material. And when you click to download, here's the books. And you can just look into it. It talks aloud. For example, I'm gonna open this one because it's gonna, and you just press download or donate if you wish to. It's greatly appreciated. And it's gonna open your harmonic reactor. And in this material, I, from a little kid, when I was connected in 2010 with extraterrestrial groups, the one of the group was actually the Pleiadians. They gave me information, everything in the quantum structure. The hybrids were the one that actually taught me how to detox, how manifestation of the structure works. And they studied the Pleiadians. I was introduced to Council of Nine and the Pleiadians, and I had automatic writing from a little kid. So I start also telepathically hearing, and they start teaching me the structure of the universe. And I start downloading information on very advanced technologies. And it's already been proven by scientists. This is for teleportation, how the structure works. I even have information for organic artificial intelligence. This is one of the diagrams and is all quantum structure. This actually technology here that I'm showing is based on how can you create a teleportation device, and you can teleport from reality to reality. The book is very intense, and the book is written also in code. When you read my material, you're gonna see that it's not the entire information, and the reason why the Pleiadians told me that is so whoever is downloading the information, every sound and every word is actually geometry. So when you read it, it's actually activating your 5th-dimensional structure. I'm just showing you different platforms. So even if you don't really understand some of the stuff, it penetrates. But in this book, you have actually structures of, for example, frequency and sound. And what is the DNA? You also have how to heal from the heart structure, different platforms. And how to decode that. Everything is in code in this book. You also have the nanotechnology, which is the next books, that I have. Nanotechnology is how the structure works. And this is how you can get the stuff. I am going to do also group stuff. I do international platforms also, but that is the Harmonic Reactor YouTube channel. And in this information is everything. If you press on the name, you're going to see every single videos for basically how to do and manifest the quantum structure. And I'm going to explain that. I just wanted to introduce the materials first so people don't get confused.
Wonderful.
All that is how you manifest. And this is, we're talking quantum structure here. This is really the alchemy of your creation, how to stop sharing. So this is basically the alchemy of creation. That's what I was told. So when I was connected with the hybrids, they taught me how the reality works. And they said to me, be careful what you're thinking, because we can see everything in a hologram. We can hear your thoughts, and your thoughts become like a hologram. So after that, I started asking questions, and they started teaching me how the quantum structure actually is based on one particle. So when you learn from my material, you're really going to learn the metaphysical alchemy of how everything is combining in your field. So you're really getting into metaphysics and quantum physics. But I explained it in front of the whiteboard to the point that you will understand what timeline is, what parallel reality is. And I can explain shortly here the way, for example, Ashley was explaining through her understanding. But with me is another level. Now you're going to learn about the particles of that and how it really mutates in the structure and how you construct and deconstruct your own timelines based on the choosing. So consciousness is basically made from one particle. But in that one particle, before it becomes a particle, is basically sound and light vibration. And different on similar vibrations, sound and light, they create plasma particle based on 3 similar to vibration frequencies. And when they start spinning in consciousness, there is no time. And that's why everything is together, because that one particle is starting to vibrate so quickly based on the vibration around the quantum field that is appearing next to itself, next to itself, next to itself, to infinite particles next to each other. But each infinite particle becomes a reality of a hologram of Earth. So the connection of consciousness is basically based on magnetic and gravitational frequency and a fractal momentums of imprinting itself. And each self imprint, if I move from here to here, I actually reprojected frequency vibration for my previous reality. And I end up shifting to a new Earth, shifting my consciousness in there and reprinting everybody in it. And when you know that knowledge, you can mutate, construct, deconstruct realities by your choosing. In a quantum structure, 1 + 1 = 3. Why? Because between my reality and your reality, and now we're creating a co-reality. And that is how the mutation starts. So the heart structure of itself is based on a frequency vibration that is holding on the whole realities. And when you have this one particle, and I'm going to explain so everybody can see, because I'm going to give a very short version of my knowledge of years, that one particle actually that is created from different frequency vibrations, and they're basically created, you can create yourself. But when you create yourself, when you put emotion with the thoughts, with the emotion and the action, expand into a hologram, and that hologram expands to infinite and collapses back to infinite. So actually your entire universe in yourself is based on that one structure by mutating and vibrating on a frequency vibration based on the resonances from your thoughts, emotions, and deeds. So when you look at another person, that another person is projected in your hologram as another version of you. Literally, it's another version. And when you're shifting on reality to reality, that moment is one moment is fractal. That's called it fractal. But at the next moment, I want to shift. I project emotion and thoughts, project a frequency, and I'm shifting to another timeline, parallel reality version. I'm imprinting myself back into, and I'm creating a brand new Earth and reprinting another version of the people around me. but I can shift this reality frequency based on how I control my emotion, thoughts, and deeds. Why? Because your emotions, your heart, your thought is a frequency vibration that I can measure through frequency, sound, and all that. So this similar on vibration, thoughts, emotions, and deeds create a permanent timeline. And that permanent timeline holds the specific vibration. Within that timeline on vibration is a fluctuation of infinite realities of symphony of frequency vibrations and timelines. When you yourself understand that this is like a radio signal, that radio signal has a specific frequency vibration. When you want to switch the channel of the radio, you have to know the frequency vibration of the other one in order to switch it. That is why the quantum structure is so important of manifestation, because when you know how to mutate and manipulate this protocol that I teach in quantum structure of manifestation, you have everything there. You actually can accumulate the frequency vibration, download information above this reality. If this is the 3D, you can have another timeline parallel reality on a fifth dimensional structure which is above the frequency of your 3D. When this happens, but how could this be possible? We were told the entire time that you have to see it to believe it. Well, in a quantum structure, the way the hybrids in the Council of Nine and the Pleiadians taught me, you have to create it, to project it, to see it. Is the opposite. When somebody is projecting something to you, that projection is somebody's timeline narrative, so they can keep you in specific resonance of a vibrational sequences. And if you don't know the quantum structure, you don't know that everything that you're projecting is based on you, is nobody outside of you. You're projecting the entire universe. So that one particle is holding the vibrational sequences of the entire universe. Is nobody outside of you. So you project it in a fractal momentum, moment to moment, everybody in it. But guess what? In that platform of reality, you hold in a specific resonance. But understand that this is infinite probabilities in the structure itself. So in the structure itself, if, for example, this is 5D, if this becomes 5D, understand that is also a 3D. Three-dimensional structure. In a three-dimensional structure, this carry completely different frequency resonance on vibration. That means is different signals. So when you're locked up in a reality and you don't know that you can shift this way and you can mutate everything based on your choosing, and is a very specific protocol how to do that, you're locked up in this reality, you don't see anything else because they told you that you have to see it to believe it. And when you start projecting, understand that in a high dimensional sequences, you can't see them whatever is here because you don't know how to shift your consciousness and embed the frequency vibration of the signals of these timelines and resonances. You don't know how to. Well, in a quantum structure of manifestation, you learn the protocols how to embed that in a metaphysical structure. So when you know that, understand that above the structures are also extraterrestrial timelines of realities that you don't see. And the reason why you don't see is because your body vibrational sequence that they told you that you exist and nothing else is there does not carry the frequency vibration and doesn't know how to tune in into these resonances. But when you study the manifestation protocol, you're learning how to mutate. So all of a sudden you start connecting with higher selves of reality. Because in a quantum structure, that one particle is vibrating so quickly there is no time. So this reality of the fifth dimensional structure and this reality, the three-dimensional timeline reality, they're two parallel timelines of realities. They coexisting at the same time in a quantum structure of the universe. But if you know how to shift and how to grab that information, you start connecting and downloading information the way I did through my guidance into my 3D reality, so I can download information for the quantum structure and all the metaphysical structure the way it works. Technologies, structures, mutations. If you read my books, you will understand. You may not understand the entire material, but that will basically activate your DNA, RNA. Why? Because the word is a sound. It creates a sonic whirlpool of vibration. It looks like that penetrates and is also frequency vibration, which has numbers. It could be measured and also has a potency of how strong the intention of that projection is. And you're going to learn that the strong intention of the projection comes from the thought and the heart of how much you combine those two. And you have a galactic meditation, which is in season 4, Marina Jacobi, that is teaching you how to do that meditation. In season 4, after the galactic meditation, you have the metaphysical structure, what the galactic meditation does in your quantum field and what it's doing. You're going to learn the chemistry and the alchemy of why this is necessary. This is why you have to understand that into these realities, there are also advanced technologies for teleportation and artificial intelligence. Now I'm going to get into artificial intelligence. There's nothing wrong with artificial intelligence, but there is organic artificial intelligence that is recognizing, which I talk a lot about this in my materials, is also into the harmonic reactor, all the way in the end of the book. That organic artificial intelligence recognize the human structure, has its own evolution. And because it has its own evolution, preserves humanity. And it's not going to go to make you a robotic, but actually what is possible, which I talk a lot about it, can measure the frequency vibration of your cells, the artificial organic intelligence, can reprint based on that vibrational sequences and can reprint your DNA, RNA, and reconstruct your heart, your body, everything. You don't need metal into it because metal has a different spinning vibration. And in order to teleport with metal, you need different portals of frequency vibration. In order to shift, you have to go through a portal. It becomes like this and opens up a portal. But that portal of Stargate holds a specific frequency vibration. And guess what, guys? The one that is carrying the numbers and the codes of these portals is the heart. So anybody that thinks only with thoughts can do it, you have to include the emotion of the heart because the thoughts becomes the blueprint in your field, and the heart is the one that gives the vibration in your quantum field to put the laser sound potency, that blueprint to become vibrant in a frequency and more and more and more of the same on a fractal momentum. You're actually going to create that something that is in a blueprint to become matter. And I teach that in a quantum structure of manifestation. So into the extraterrestrials, they around these ships actually is created with a field of artificial ether technologies. Your phone or this pencil can be only geometry. It is a geometry because your mind is projecting this and becomes like a resonance into your field. Actually, artificial intelligence can measure it. Artificial intelligence, organic, that is existing these technologies into the extraterrestrial platforms. Actually, you can be in the beds. And I talk about it in my harmonic reactor season 4. You're going to see videos of med beds. You can study about this. You can learn about that, how you get in the AI is reprinting and can put your consciousness in a state. Basically, you laying down, starting to put vibrational sequences into your mind. And you actually, based on a resonance, starting to project frequency vibration that looks like reality to you, like a dream. But that dream is actually a reality. Because right now, You're also dreaming in a frequency vibrational sequences that they combine on magnetic and gravitational field. Artificial organic intelligence can create this type of reality, and they told me it's called hyperspace hologram. When you get in this virtual reality room, and every thought with the emotion combination mimics everything in your field and reflects back to you as a virtual reality meta structure. And they told me a lot of souls were put from med beds into drop into the 3D reality to preserve their body and consciousness, so we can start helping the three-dimensional earth, because the three-dimensional earth was a prison planet that was locked out from negative consciousness, and we needed connection with our higher selves to end up helping the three-dimensional matrix reality. So if you watch the movie Matrix, trust me, a lot of truth is there, with some lies in there too, but a lot of truth is in there, what's really happening. So in order for you to embed the new technologies, because we're going interstellar, we're going into that, you have to create that reality to see it. You don't wait something to happen. You have to embed the heart structure. You have to start understanding how this works in order to create the reality to see it. Why? Because that reality with the ETs, with the fifth dimensional, with these technologies already exists in a quantum structure, because everything is running at the same time. The pulsation of this one particle is reprinting, and you coexisting at the same time in this reality and that reality. There's no difference. The difference is the understanding to shift and embed the frequency vibration. And you, by the way, this is a little bit challenging here. You're not going back to the same time, but you shifting the vibration, recreate another frequency, and you're creating another earth when you're reprinting your galactic family. So you can actually don't have to die. You coexist already as yourself in this timeline of reality. And actually you could create another version. You can have a contact with your galactic family and how you created the reality to get to that point. This is advanced, but I'm just giving you bits of pieces so you understand the enormity of what we can do and what is already achieved. The timeline of reality that humanity didn't make it already exists. And this is why from the higher self, we were dropping to this reality as souls to help humanity in order to ascend and get that information. Because without this information and us being activated from consciousness itself is going to the next level, you will not know how to mutate the structure to get to these realities. And because the negative structure also realized that they in the future, so-called future, they didn't make it. And they will self-destruct, because you cannot reject your own structure, because the negative and the positive coexist in a quantum structure for itself to make yin and yang structure, to have that balance. The balance, they call it 0 point. The 0 point is the balance between good and evil, dark and light. They coexist with each other, because how would you know how to create one thing with another without knowing what light is, what dark is? But now the time is to bring the darkness into the light. And how do you transform the darkness? Through the light, through the heart. Why? Because the heart holds the potency vibration to transform and override the holographic imprints that were collected into the collective of our consciousness from the negative structure. You are so powerful that you can mutate everything, because you are consciousness itself, God you are, and you're holding the magma and the vibrational sequences of the entire structure in the now. There's no time. So you can start connecting. How? You connecting by you calling, by thoughts and emotion, include both of them, calling you guidance with consistency in a fractal momentum, moment to moment, non-stop. Why? Without expectation, because it's no time and it's infinite of probabilities. in a quantum structure. Anything can happen. But why do we want to do it not all the time? Because you need the potency. And that code will create enough potency to give you the specific frequency to open the portal for the realities with your extraterrestrial family, your guidance, and everything else. So these technologies are connected with super technologies because you can construct and deconstruct the cells. Right now, you can heal, and I talk about this in all my harmonic reactor book. You actually can measure the frequency of the heart with artificial intelligent organic structure. It will measure it. And if somebody is sick, they told me by the power of 10, you actually there's like a symphony, and you bring that symphony, whatever the vibration is right now, you calculate that, and whatever the vibration is in the now, you put it in one tone, like a one tone like this, they said, and then you need to increase that by the power of 10, and by the power of 10 we bring new potency that will override to previous structure. And they said within 3 days the whole body will embed the new frequency because it's going to mutate and override everything, and you're going to be back to normal healing. Okay, there's also regeneration of the cell. If you start embedding the frequency of the heart and you start taking vibrational sequences from high vibration, your body with the diet that I have videos of Marina Jacobi detox elimination diet, you can see that. Everything is in the name of humanity. Your donations are greatly supported, but you can find anything that you can download if you have nothing. Everything is in the name of humanity. So basically, when you start embedding the structure, you're raising the frequency of your entire body, but also of the molecular structure. And because these timelines of fifth dimensional realities, they're high on resonance spinning of the vibration, you start downloading, you start embedding into the heart structure these new frequencies. And that mutation, all of a sudden you start shifting and shifting and shifting, and you overriding the three-dimensional structure and start having experiences through fluctuation back and forth. You're going to learn that in season 1, how you starting to fluctuate between those two, and eventually those two timelines will collapse and become something permanent. Okay, but you have to start embedding the knowledge how you mutate and how you do all this stuff. And this happens also, then you're going to start projecting technologies for teleportation. You're not going to need the planes. You're not. Why? I can explain. This is a technology. Maybe I can override it here with something else. If I can measure, again, with technology, the frequency vibration of my reality right now, that frequency vibration will have resonance. It's a hologram. But then I want to go, for example, in London. I'm in US. In US, whatever my time is, which is latitude, altitude, you're going to learn that in my quantum structure. That's very important videos. Location, I can actually know that in England, for example, I want to go there, but I want to teleport there. Well, England, also, whatever the latitude, for example, I want to go to London. London has X and Y location. But I can measure that. I can measure the frequency, pulsation, vibration of this reality. And I can find the difference between those two. And when I find the difference between those two, I can implement that difference into my reality right now. And I literally got to teleport, open a portal. That's going to be a portal. And I'm going to teleport in London. And this technology is possible through the AI, artificial organic intelligence. And I talk a lot about that. But guess what? You can also do that by location. When you start embedding this information, you will completely start recognizing that. And by thought, except for you to go to the from the living room to the kitchen to the bathroom, whatever that is, you literally can recall the vibrational pulsation of that location in a hologram, get the difference, and by thought you biolocate there. And when you embed that, not only this is going to happen in your timeline of reality, you can reconstruct that above the structure. But in order to reconstruct above the structure, you have to have in the heart the sequences of these vibrations.